Welcome to the Reality Revolution. I'm your host, Brian Scott, and this is dedicated to all those spirits out there who believe life is meant to be magical and fun. Here we venture to share the very mysteries of self and reality. My purpose is to help light that spark inside of you, to reawaken your sense of fascination and awe towards the world. I'm going to try to help you hack reality and unleash your potential and open unlimited possibilities of wealth, health, and relationships in your life. Welcome. I'm so excited because today we're going to do the compassion meditation. And if you're a regular meditator and you've seen the compassion meditation before, I can understand if it's something that you might want to skip. I mean, it's easy for us to be compassionate, but why do we want to meditate on compassion? A lot of the meditations that I have offered have focused on ways for you to achieve your goals, to accomplish things, to manifest things, and those are important, very important. But the compassion meditation is just as important and may help you to accomplish all the things that we've been trying to do. And the reason is gamma brainwaves. Psychologist and author Daniel Goleman, an excellent author of emotional intelligence, I recommend the book, we'll definitely talk about it in the future, says that brainwaves of long-term meditators may look a lot different than the rest of ours. Goleman describes how neuroscientist Richard Davidson, his co-author on the book Altered Traits, measured the brainwaves of advanced meditators. Davidson found their brainwaves showed never-before-seen levels of gamma, one of the strongest types of brainwaves theorized to appear when different regions of the brain harmonize. According to Dr. Joe Dispenza, he calls the gamma brainwave state super consciousness in his book Becoming Supernatural. He says that gamma brainwaves, which he calls super consciousness, are notable only because they produce the highest amounts of energy of all the brainwaves, but also because the energy comes from within the body instead of being released in reaction to a stimulus in the environment in the outer world. We get gamma when we bite into an apple, or imagine biting into an apple, and for a brief second, inputs from taste, sound, smell, vision, all of that come together in that imagined bite into the apple. So to understand that the gamma wave is a coordination of all the different parts of the brain working together. So the typical person will have a gamma wave very briefly. For example, when we've solved a problem we've been grappling with, and for a second, all of our sensory inputs come together in harmony. The brainwaves of long-term meditators show gamma all the time as a lasting trait, no matter what they're doing. It's their everyday state of mind. Science has never seen this before, according to Goleman. He says the people they've talked to in this Olympic level group say it's very spacious. You're wide open, you're prepared for whatever may come. We just don't know, but we know it's remarkable. Now, the interesting thing is, when they looked at these long-term meditators and studied them while they meditated on compassion, their level of gamma jumped 700 to 800% in a few seconds, almost immediately. This awakeness is a special state of super consciousness that you only see in high-level meditators. And I want to bring this high level of consciousness to you. In the study at Davidson's lab, a group of volunteers underwent a 2-week program of compassion meditation and had their brains scanned while they looked at images designed to evoke empathy. Then they played a game in which they decided how much assistance to give victims who have been cheated by a crooked dictator. And in the end, the volunteers who had gone through the compassion training donated twice as much money to the victims as the control group, and their brain scans showed increased activity in circuits for attention, perspective, taking, and positive feelings. Similarly, other studies have found that compassion meditation strengthens the connection between the prefrontal cortex and the brain's circuits for joy. Now, according to Dr. Joe, the breathing technique that we do a lot in the other episodes, check them out, where we breathe and we tighten our muscles and pull the air up into our brain, has a release of gamma. And that is one way to create these gamma brainwaves, which is what I'm trying to do when I give you those breathing techniques. This is perhaps a better, more substantial way to create these techniques. And for people that I have taught meditation to, they have a hard, sometimes when they're getting into meditation, it's a very selfish thing. They want to improve something about themselves. And so compassion is not something that comes easily, because they don't want to waste their time thinking about others. And some of the things I'm going to ask you to be compassionate about may be difficult, but it will flip a switch on in your brain, and you'll begin to create gamma level brainwave activity, which essentially means all parts of the brain working together. And so the basis for this compassion meditation is the compassion meditation done by the study group at Berkeley. And I've just added my little twist on it. And so if you do this over a period of time, you're going to put yourself in a gamma level. It's going to increase your positive emotions, and you will respond better to different situations. There's a bunch of really powerful effects on this. We're talking about compassion for others and yourself. And it may seem like a simple idea, but if you go through this process and develop your own compassion in this special way by meditating on it, I believe incredible things can happen, and it can really construct a new kind of brain for you and a new kind of world around you. And you will start to see things, as we've talked about on other episodes, the mirror. Once you're compassionate, you're going to have people that will be compassionate for you. So there's multiple reasons that we want to do this. So I just want you to settle into a comfortable position and allow yourself to relax. Don't drive any heavy vehicles or operate any machinery. If you have epilepsy, you might want to check with a doctor. But I just want you to settle into a comfortable position. Sit down or lay down and allow yourself to relax. And take a deep breath. And release. For a few moments, just focus on your breath and clear your mind of any worries, anxieties, or concerns. Just for this brief time, just let them go. Notice when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. Let yourself experience and be aware of the sensations of breathing. And now, I just want you to practice loving kindness and compassion for a loved one. So, picture someone who's close to you. Someone toward whom you feel a great amount of love. Notice how this love feels in your heart. Notice the sensations around your heart. Perhaps you feel a sensation of warmth, openness, and tenderness. Continue breathing and focus on these feelings as you visualize your loved one. And as you breathe out, imagine you're extending a golden light that holds your warm feelings from the center of your heart. Imagine that the golden light reaches out to your loved one, wherever they may be, bringing him or her peace and happiness. Not just in your imagination, for real right now. You can create peace and happiness by sending out this golden light from your heart to your loved one. And at the same time, I want you to silently whisper these phrases, or say them louder if you want. But say them towards your loved one. May you have happiness. May you be free from suffering. May you experience joy and ease. May you have happiness. May you be free from suffering. May you experience joy and ease. May you have happiness. May you be free from suffering. May you experience joy and ease. May you have happiness. May you be free from suffering. And may you experience joy and ease. Continue to silently repeat these phrases. Remember to extend the golden light to your loved one from your heart. Feel with all your heart that your wish of your loved one's happiness, freedom from suffering is real and powerful. Now think of a time when this person was suffering. Maybe they experienced an illness, an injury, or a difficult time in a relationship. Notice how you feel when you think of his or her suffering. How does your heart feel? Do the sensations change? Do you continue to feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Are there other sensations, perhaps an aching sensation? Continue to visualize your loved one as you breathe. Imagine that you are extending the golden light from your heart to your loved one, and that the golden light is easing his or her suffering. Extend this light out to them during your exhalation, when the strong, heartfelt wish that they be free from their suffering, and recite silently to them in a whisper, "May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness." May you be free from this suffering. And may you have joy and happiness. Notice how this feels in your heart. What happened to your heart? Did the sensations change? Did you continue to feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Were there other sensations, an aching sensation, perhaps? Did you have a wish to take away the other suffering? I want you to find compassion for yourself. Contemplate a time when you have suffered yourself. Perhaps you experienced a conflict with someone you care about, or did not succeed in something that you wanted, or you were physically ill. Notice how you feel when you think of your suffering. How does your heart feel? Do you continue to feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Are there other sensations, an aching sensation? Just as we wish for our loved ones' suffering to end, we wish that our own suffering would end. We may also envision our own pain and suffering leaving us so that we may experience happiness. Continue to visualize yourself as you breathe. Imagine that the golden light emanating from your heart is easing your suffering. With each exhalation, I want you to feel the light emanating within you. With the strong, heartfelt wish that you be free from your suffering. Silently recite this to yourself. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering. May I have joy and happiness. May I be free from this suffering, and may I have joy and happiness. Again, notice how this feels in your heart. What kind of sensations did you feel? Did they change from when you were envisioning your own suffering? How is this feeling different from when you wished your loved one's suffering to be relieved? Did you feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Were there other sensations such as pressure? Did you have a wish to take away your own suffering? Ask yourself these questions. Now, I want you to meditate on compassion for a neutral person. Visualize someone you neither like nor dislike, someone you may see in your everyday life, such as a classmate with whom you're not familiar. a bus driver, or a stranger that you pass on the street. Although you're not familiar with this person, think of how this person may suffer in his or her own life. This person may also have conflicts with loved ones, or struggled with an addiction, or may have suffered a terrible illness. Imagine a situation in which this person may have suffered. Notice your heart center. Does it feel different? Do you feel more warmth, openness, and tenderness? Are there other sensations, perhaps an aching sensation? How does your heart feel different from when you're envisioning your own or loved one suffering? Continue to visualize this person as you breathe. Imagine you're extending the golden light from your heart to them, and the golden light is easing his or her suffering. Extend this light out to them during your exhalation with the strong, heartfelt wish that he or she be free from suffering. See if this wish can be as strong as the wish for your own or a loved one's suffering to be relieved. And silently recite to them, to him or her, may you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. Again, notice how this feels in your heart. Did the sensations change from when you were envisioning this person's suffering? Did you continue to feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Were there other sensations? Did you have a wish to take away this person's suffering? How were these feelings different from when you were wishing to take away your own or a loved one's suffering? we're going to focus on finding compassion for our enemies. Visualize someone with whom you have difficulty in your life. This may be a parent or a child with whom you disagree, an ex-girlfriend or a boyfriend, a roommate with whom you had an argument, a co-worker with whom you do not get along, somebody that you have difficulties with. And although you have negative feelings towards this person, and they can be deep, think of how this person has suffered in his or her own life. This person has also had conflicts with loved ones, or has dealt with failures, or may have suffered illness. Think of a situation in which this person may have suffered. Notice your heart center. Does it feel different? Do you feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? Are there other sensations? Perhaps an aching sensation. How does your heart feel different from when you were envisioning your own or a loved one's suffering? Continue to visualize this person as you breathe. Imagine that you are extending the golden light from your heart to him or her, and that the golden light is easing his or her suffering. Extend this light out to him or her during your exhalation with the strong, heartfelt wish that he or she be free from suffering. See if this wish can be as strong as the wish for your own or a loved one's suffering to be relieved. You can do this. It is within you. Raise your vibration and silently recite to him or her, "May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. If you have difficulty in wishing for this person's suffering to be relieved, you may think of a positive interaction you had with this person that that can help you in wishing them joy and happiness. Perhaps there were times when you got along, laughed together, or worked well together on an assignment. Continue to silently recite, "May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness." And I want you to continue to recite that for the next several moments. Focus on relieving their suffering and their joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. Say it to them as if you're speaking into their ear, whispering into their subconscious. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering, and may you have joy and happiness. May you be free from this suffering. May you have joy and happiness. Again, notice how this feels in your heart. Did the sensations change? Did you feel warmth, openness, and tenderness? How were these feelings different from when you were wishing for your own or a loved one's suffering to end? Were there other sensations, perhaps a tightness in your chest? Did you have a wish to take away this person's suffering? Answer these questions honestly to yourself. And now I want you to find compassion for all beings, all of them. Now that we're almost at the end of this meditation, let's end with the wish for all other beings suffering to be relieved. Just as I wish to have peace, happiness, and to be free from suffering, so do all beings. Now bask in the joy of this open-hearted wish to ease the suffering of all people, and how this attempt brings joy, happiness, and compassion in your heart at this very moment. As you first sit, breathe softly and feel your body, your heartbeat, the life within you. Feel how you treasure your own life, how you guard yourself in the face of your sorrows. And we say this to all, to everyone. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. Recite these phrases inwardly with your heart. May you be held in compassion. May your pain and sorrow be eased. May your heart be at peace. Say to yourself again, may I be held in compassion. May my pain and sorrow be eased, and may I be at peace. And following this, begin to extend compassion to others that you know outside of this meditation. Picture loved ones, one after another. Hold the image of each in your heart. Be aware of their difficulties and wish them well with the same phrases. Open your compassion further, a step at a time, to the suffering of your friends, to your neighbors, to your community, to all who suffer, to difficult people, to your enemies, and finally to the brotherhood and sisterhood of all beings. Sense your tender-hearted connection with all life, all creatures. Work with this compassion intuitively. Of course, at times it may feel difficult, as though we might be overwhelmed by the pain. This compassion can give us sensitivity to others' pain. Remember, we're not trying to fix the pain of the world, only to meet it with a compassionate heart. Relax and be gentle. Breathe. Let your breath and heart rest naturally as a center of compassion in the midst of the world. And now sit with open compassion for all, for yourself. Ponder this compassion. Feel it in every part of your brain and every part of your body. Let it shift who you are and what you are, raising your vibration to a higher level. Now, as you go about your day, don't forget the lessons that your heart has learned. Connect these lessons to your mind. Create a bridge between your heart and mind, and connect these compassionate feelings that we've evoked in your heart to your mind. Do not let your mind block these off. Keep these compassionate feelings within you. Don't let it destabilize you. It is not a bad thing. It is a good thing. Embrace it. And as you go out in the world, open your heart to the oneness of the world and find that compassion within yourself. For that is the key to unlock your greater joy and happiness. And let me say that I wish you to be held in compassion. May you be held in compassion, and may your pain and sorrow be eased. May you be at peace. May you be free from any suffering, and may you have joy and happiness at all times. Welcome to the reality revolution.